Hi there, this is Tim Constable from Portfolio Letting Experts, and I make these videos for portfolio landlords and landlords that want to grow a portfolio of properties. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the 3 ways that professional landlords reduce void periods and therefore make more money. So the first thing that professional landlords do to reduce their void periods is they do what's called a final inspection. So they do this not when the tenant's moved out, but they do this a month, at least a month before, if not 6 weeks before, the tenant is actually due to move out. Now, the reason they do this is very critical. It gives them time to understand what works need to be done in the property, to organise the works and book their contractors in, and to make sure that it's not a mad rush for the small period that they've got to get this property turned over. Because what this is about condensing that void period from 2 weeks to 1 week to 3 days. To professional investors that I know that have nearly 100, to professional investors that have nearly 100 properties, they have got it down to literally 48 hours to be able to turn a property over. So as a portfolio investor, you can save a lot of money. The alternative to this is you don't organise contractors, you only find out what works need to be done after the property's been vacated, and it's an absolute shithole and you've got loads to do. So you end up scrambling around to try and get a contractor to come in and do the work, or multiple contractors to do the work. Everyone who's good's booked up, everyone who's not very good is still probably booked up, but you might better get someone, but they're probably going to charge you more money because they want it to be done straight away. So all of these things is costing you more money. So the second thing that we now need to do is think about setting the right price. So this is what professional investors, portfolio landlords actually understand, or they really understand, is that actually if we go too high on the price, then basically we don't get any real interest, and the only interest we get is from people that are desperate to rent a property that can't really rent a property anywhere else. So is that the sort of tenant that you want? Probably not. So, and if we go too low, then we miss the tenants where their expectation is at the level that the rent's been set, and we get hundreds of people, and it's just a whole big mess because there's so many people to choose from, and that makes it really difficult. So it's incredibly important that we set the right price from the starting point, and then the property will be rented within a week or 2 maximum. We get the right quality tenant at the right price, the maximum value level, and that tenant is ready to move in once the property is turned over. And the whole point of this video is understanding how we get that void period, and we condense that void period, so therefore it costs you less money and you make more money. So the third thing we need to understand is the tenancy length, and when that tenancy ends, and if that's going to affect our void period. So what I mean by this is if we have a tenancy that's starting in summer and it's a 6-month tenancy and it's ending in December, then this is going to be a massive problem, because you basically have a property coming available for let in a time of year when seasonally it's really, really quiet. Okay, so the main month you just need to avoid is basically December, okay, and maybe the start of January, but that is literally the only period of time that you want to avoid. So why let your tenancy end at that period? You don't have to. There's nothing stopping you. If you're renting a property in July, do an 8-month tenancy. If you're renting your property in December for a year, do a 14-month tenancy or do a 10-month tenancy. Just do not let it end in December if you can. If you can. Now, of course, some tenancies go into a rolling periodic tenancy, and sometimes you can't control that. But you should always try and fix your tenancies if you are trying to reduce your void periods. So what you need to think about, so those are the 3 things to reduce your void periods and therefore make more money. As a final thought, the calculation you need to think about, so if you have a portfolio of properties right now and you've got 10 properties, okay, you need to think about what this is costing you every day one of those properties is empty. Do not work it out that your mortgage cost. Work it out by how much rent that you're actually losing. It's the opportunity cost of a tenant, and therefore the tenant should be paying more than your mortgage unless you want to be a negative cash flow. So if you think about it like this, if you're losing 1,500 quid a month in rent, you're actually losing about 50 quid a day. So for every day that you're empty, it's 50 quid. That's £350 a week. If you times that by 10 on 10 properties on average a year, that's £3,500 a year that you don't have to lose if you do the 3 things that we just talked about. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope it's been useful to you. If it's of any value to you or colleagues that's a landlord, or you think it will help them in any way, I'd really appreciate it if you would share this video. And if you subscribe, it would mean the world to me, as I'm just trying to grow this channel to try and help as many landlords as possible. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.